So these are the attitudes of science. The attitude we have to have, the words are determinism, empiricism, experimentation, replication, parsimony, and philosophical doubt. So it's just kind of saying, you know what? You got to have that attitude if you really want to be a scientist. It's like we have to start thinking about this. This is our foundation to our science. When you break each one down, you're going to understand a little bit more as to why. Let's start with determinism. What are we determined to think as a BCBA? Well, the universe is lawful. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why. There's a reason why that behavior is occurring. That's why we determine, the function. And when I think about empiricism, I think about E for eyes. So you need to observe that behavior. It needs to be observable to be able to determine that specific target behavior that you want to target. That's the point of target behavior. Replication. We want to make sure our results are showing a replication, a pattern, because we cannot suggest something if it has not been replicated or close to that. Why do you think when we read articles and we read anything science related, there's a section that states it has this been replicated how many times? Prove your point. That is what replication is telling us. Let's make sure we can understand that replication of results. So let's replicate our intervention. Let's try it again. Let's make sure we get the same outcomes. Same thing for experimentation. Our interventions are our experimentations. We are scientists. Now let's talk about experimentation. It is those interventions, y'all. It is. So what do we need to understand about experimentation? We need to make sure it is carefully controlled. We need to make sure we can determine there is a relationship. With parsimony, we want the simplest explanation ruled out first. What if it is a medical situation as to why we are having accidents when we are doing potty training? We don't want to be like, oh, it's behavior, oh, they're escaping, or let's first rule out simple. Like if we can literally say it is maybe something going on that medically we cannot change or control or anything like that, boom, that could then be addressed during those medical situations, right? Let's rule out simple explanations first, because if we start at the top and we're like, it's the intervention, this is not the right one, what if we just need to retrain the RBT? What if we weren't very clear? What if there's something going on? He didn't sleep well the night before. Let's give it some time. This is why data and collection is important. We can't just determine it on a one-time thing. With philosophical doubt, it's okay to doubt yourself. They want you to doubt yourself. They're saying it's healthy. Doubt yourself. It's okay. Because as a scientist, we can pretty much do prediction, but we gotta then now prove it through that control, through that relationship. And it's sometimes we're not correct. And that is okay. It's okay to doubt. It's okay to question yourself. Okay. So when we bring the whole picture together,